Hello. Today I wanted to talk about the various inner pieces of a box. So, I kind of always have shown a box. I'm going to try to make a straight line. Actually, this time I'm going to use a line work layer to make like a straight line. And then I'm going to freehand it. This is straight enough, I believe. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cough in the mic. I usually don't film a video on a late night of a weekday, so my body's a bit exhausted, not to complain. So here we have our horizon. And I wanted to talk about a box again. So for our purpose, it's going to be like viewed right like that. And obviously, if we're looking at it at the horizon, it's not the most perfect box I have drawn, but I am going to show you the purpose in just a moment. So we have a box. I'm a bit disappointed because it should be more lined up with the horizon. I think this is actually a good way to do it. I probably should just be using that tool, but I kind of want to do it this way and try it out. So we can see the front side, and I mentioned before that there is a back side to this box. I mean, it's a box with 6 sides, so it's always going to, it always has 6 sides no matter how you look at it, even though you can't see it. And sometimes when you're dealing with like different perspectives, you're not gonna be able to see every side of it, but it's a good idea to have an understanding of what it's like in reality. So, the reality is that we could only really see that front plane, but there is a back plane. There's like a left plane. There's a bottom plane. There's a top plane. And there's like a right plane. I'm sorry, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, and there's a front. So, just to show how it maps, that plane that I'm coloring in here, kind of, that's the back plane. This back plane is not visible. This is the top plane. This top plane is not visible to us. There's the left plane, that's not visible to us. There's a right plane, it's not visible to us, and there's a bottom plane. It's not visible to us. So the important thing here is that they're still there. I think I really should have drawn that on a different layer to kind of show how it maps. But okay, so I want to go with this, right? If we kind of get rid of our point here, there's like a middle line going through the box. I mean, you have the horizon here, but if you were to kind of like hide, actually, what I'll do? I'm going to draw it. Now there is like a slice of a plane. Oops, what did I do? There's like a slice of a plane. What did I do? that we just kind of cut in the box. I'm gonna hide the horizon for a moment, and it's like right here. You see that line? You could think of it as like a slice of the square. So I'm gonna draw it over here. Basically like that slice. It's just like a square, like a slice of our square, kind of like a sandwich. Like, you know how like if you have a, I'm gonna try to draw bread. I don't know why I'm doing this, but if I think of bread, I kind of think of like that. A slice of bread, that's probably a bad example. But if you have like a slice of bread, you know that, not a slice of bread. If you have a sandwich, you know, you may have, let's say you have 2 pieces of bread, tomatoes, cheese, meat. So like you could think of the slice as like a slice of Swiss cheese. And you would know that like if you have it on your sandwich that, well, you know, you have a slice of Swiss cheese on your sandwich, and it's like definitely there. You know, and Swiss cheese has holes in it because the way that bacteria eats away at it during the process, I believe. But yeah, you have you have like a slice here. So kind of thinking back to another video I made, I'm gonna like show the point here. Like when we had a cylinder on the horizon, right? Let me do it this way. I'll try to line it up with a box as best as I can. Whenever I would talk about a cylinder, I would kind of talk about like a can of soup. And you know that like here there's an ellipse, and since like we're looking at it, it's very similar to kind of the other point that I was going, in which you have like an ellipse in that section, even though you can't see it, like viewed like that. But what you can see of the ellipse, like because the upper portion is higher than you, if you could look through it, it would kind of be like a series of ellipses that are like, you're kind of like looking at it from above, so to say. And like from below, I think the best way is to like do a partial ellipse. No, I think it would be the other way. Yeah, it would be the other way. Because like the upper half of the ellipse is higher than you. And the bottom half here is lower than you. You kind of have like partial ellipses like that, I believe. I may have to correct myself in the future, but I do believe I have this going right. So much like that, when you have a box over here, like this box, there's going to be a series of squares that, because it's like higher than you, it's going to kind of be like that. I believe I got that right. Let me try that. So you basically have an array of squares or sections that map to a bunch of slices, kind of like cheese. Like if you can imagine a stack of Swiss cheese that are like individual packets. And if you look now at the bottom half, you know, that, like I said, this plane, because you're like because it's above the horizon, you're looking up at it. That's why it's like that. And if we had one below the horizon point, I'm going to draw it here. Yep. And you have like that there, that you have like these slices of a box. So I just wanted to point that out, that like you can visualize that there are all of these slices that make up a box, even though you can't see it, much like how you would have a cylinder, or if you would think of like the Roman Colosseum. But yeah, that's what I wanted to explain. I may need to correct myself in the future, as I may have a knowledge gap, but I'm pretty confident that that's how it would go. I mean, I kind of drew a very simplified example here. You could always take it a step further. Like I said, you wouldn't just have one of these. You wouldn't have just one of those. There's like a whole massive array. Like you could think of the entire box consisting of an array of squares. I'm doing this really rough, by the way. I'm just going to I'm just gonna copy that. You have an array. And I would say that like it can probably be it can probably approach infinity, because when I think of like a box, no matter like how far or how many of them you describe, like there's like an endless amount. It all depends on how you want to define like a chunk. I mean, like I said, you can make something infinitely small, or you can make it kind of simplified like I did. I mean, nothing says you have to stick to one way or another, but I'm just trying to like show that example. And let me also show the cylinder here. And I just want to make a note that like, I'm just trying to say that like that arrow thing is like the is like trying to encapsulate every ellipse, or in this case every square that can exist within this square. Let me show that. Like there could just be an infinite amount of ellipses, no matter how thin you want to slice them, if that makes sense. I hope it does. If you do have a question, please ask in the comments, and I would be glad to fix it. Probably if I was going to touch upon one more thing, the difference here between your oops, I'm drawing in white. One difference here between your cylinder and your box is that I just showed how to do these slices here horizontally, but you could also apply it vertically as well. I would draw that. I don't think I need to, because I feel like I kind of hammered the point. If you do want me to draw it, I could. You know what? I'll do it real fast. I'm just gonna try to move some stuff around, because I should have whoa, I made a bunch more layers. Oh well, I'm just gonna merge them. I made a bunch more layers, and I wasn't really thinking at the time what I should have done with that. Oh well. But I'll show you, because I think it's important to do. It's a bit of a weird concept. And I don't want to go too heavy into thinking about infinity, because like I don't want to make it too mathematical, because like I'm more trying to focus on drawing the thing rather than trying to explain like the theory of like what could exist in a thing. And probably if you're a math person out there, I'm probably making a lot of mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to draw that again. I definitely should do that. I could just visualize it better. Really sorry about this. I wasn't expecting my throat to be like this. I hate to be annoying. I really wanted to make a bunch of videos today if I had the chance, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now. Ugh. Okay, so we have our box again. Before, I was drawing horizontal slices, but we could draw vertical ones. Just for this purpose, I'm going to show you that just a cool trick. If you draw like a line through that end and a line through that end, you'll have like a center point. And what I was basically going to do with that center point is that we could draw like another line directly down the middle of it. Okay, pretty cool, right? Man, I don't know why I drew that on a separate layer, but you know, I think I know why. I just wanted to like memorize that point for a hot second. And basically I'm just going to draw like a straight line as straight as I can. There. Okay, a straight line through the box. Now because it's vertical, it's more difficult to depict, but I'm going to draw other ones. But like I said, that vertical line, like, even though I only drew one line, we could assume that it's like a slice of the box, kind of like one of the ellipses of the cylinder. But in this case, it's vertical instead of horizontal like I did here. So if I was going to start on the left side, I'm going to start over there, just so I show you. I'm going to draw another line. And the purpose of this line is to kind of show a cutting that I'm doing, or another slicing of the box. But in this case, it's vertical. So we have another slice of the box. If you look right here, it's still like just a single slice. Like, really cool, right? It's just like it's the same thing but just done vertically. It's like the same thing as that. And I guess I'll do one more to the other side over here. Okay, what am I doing? No, I'm doing it right. And if you do think about it, there's like always like a logical flow, in which you could drop these lines, and you can like connect them to make the planes that make up the box, like the individual slices that are like receding in 3D space. It's really cool because it's like all contained. It's like it's already there, it exists there, and all you have to do is draw it to reveal it. It's really fun to play with 3D space. I have to tell you, that's why I kind of like doing it freehand, because I don't know, it's just more fun than if I was doing it with the line work tool. I mean, yeah, you get a much straighter line, and there's definitely like a use case for this, I would say. But I don't know, I kind of find some of the fun in it is actually just drawing it. Yeah, I could have fun with these videos. I'm not gonna... You thought I was just doing it for you? No, I'm gonna have fun with this. That's the toll. Okay, what was I doing? I'll draw another one. Okay, here's another important point that I didn't show in this box. As you draw more of these... Wow, I just realized I messed it up here. That's a mistake. So if you look right here, it should have been more converging at the back of the box, and I kind of made a mistake here. So that's you're gonna screw up, and don't worry, but the important thing is being able to actually see your mistakes. So please learn from me. Try to observe your mistakes. Sometimes you're gonna make them. If you're working late at night, like I'll tell you this, right, where I'm at, it's pretty late. I mean, it's kind of the end of the day, so I'm exhausted, and you make more mistakes when you're exhausted. So don't beat yourself up. But okay, I'm gonna show. Watch over here, and I'm gonna draw like another slice of a box, right? So if you look at it, it's converging like a lot more. And this thing, another slice that I just drew, even there's a lot more convergence towards the back. It's still just a slice like that. And eventually, I'll draw another one on this side. Like I said, you start to get like super converged to the point in which it's really difficult to see it. Like it doesn't even look like a square anymore. It kind of looks like a trapezoid. It's not a trapezoid though. It's still a slice of the box, but it's just because of the perspective of the way we're viewing it. It does that. So yeah, I hope that you learn from some of my mistakes. I hope my instruction was a little bit helpful. I hope I kind of elaborated how most shapes have an array of something, like simpler parts that make up the complex part. Like when I first started learning drawing, it was always focusing about like a plane, which is just like, I guess you could think of it like a piece of paper, but it's basically like it's not a 2D shape. Well, yeah, I guess it is. No, I would say it is a three-dimensional shape, but the whole idea was having a really simple shape. Like, you start with a line, then you learn about like kind of 2D shapes, and then you kind of progress to the point in which you learn that these are, like, you have a bunch of lines that make one of these, and basically one of those makes one of these, and it's kind of like this natural progression, kind of like if you were learning algebra and you realize that everything builds on it until you get to the point in which you learn geometry and then trigonometry, and then you get to the point of adding that all together. Like, you take all that experience and you get calculus. So, not to go down the math rabbit hole, because I know probably a lot of people are either getting bad flashbacks or they don't want to hear the word math or anything like that. I completely understand. That's totally up to you. I enjoyed it though, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole, and this channel isn't about calculus, just showing how to represent things in 3D space. But yeah, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Make sure, if you like the video, like it. If you have a question, please ask in the comments below, or you could email me. I have that on my About page if you would rather not comment below. And yeah, please subscribe if you're interested in my content. Thank you for listening and watching.